Howdy folks, welcome back to Let's Play Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty. I'm the mysterious JG. I'm a southern boy at heart, and that's why I'm such a big fan of Jungle Jim Raynor, Tychus Findlay, and the entire deeply southern Terran cast of Starcraft. We are caught in a trap. We can't slow down, come back, whatever the hell it is that this guy, who is not Elvis, is singing. This game is chock full of... I was about to say it's chock full of covers of famous southern rock and country songs, and then we immediately pick up one of the original songs from the game. Something. He's got a Zerg and a shotgun, he's bringing them home to you. You don't get to just pick your song, but they've got famous songs like Sweet Home Alabama is covered by Big Tuna I should say. That's probably their own original song there. It's certainly not one I've heard of. Got an American Trilogy. Well, I'll stick with that. But yeah, there's a mixture of original music and cover versions of famous songs. I guess that's better than having no quasi-famous music, or... Still, would be nice to hear, you know, Sweet Home Alabama being covered by, you know, the proper artists. Yeah, so we're back and I'm blathering on endlessly. Let's get on with looking at the different things that we can look at before we start our next adventure. I don't think I've ever heard this in this game before. I don't think this comes up on its own. And because we've been sitting around for a long time, Findlay is goofing around with his visor.
This looks recent. This you're doing, Jimmy?
Folks in these parts are ready to fight back against Mengsk. Guess they just needed a little push.
You still take this whole revolution thing pretty serious, then?
Everyone needs a hobby, Tychus.
Look away, folks. Look away. Here again.
Sarah. Sometimes... I think it would have been better if you just died that day.
Gee, thanks, Jimmy. Never liked you either. So this is not just a cover. This is a cover song of a medley Elvis used to do that I don't think was considered a medley in general. This is just one of his signature pieces. You know? Gotta hand it to somebody. You got some guts if you're gonna try to cover. You know, compete with Elvis. That being said, there's a million people who impersonate Elvis, so what the hell am I even talking about? Shut up, JG.
This is Donnie Vermillion, live from the UNN studios on Core Hall. We've got a breaking story for you. Let's go live to our own Kate Lockwell on the fringe world of Marsara. Kate?
Thanks, Donnie. Rebel Jim Raynor has reappeared in a big way. He's attacked a Dominion depot near Backwater Station, seizing weapons and distributing them to the local populace.
Kate, I bet the locals are pretty nervous about having a notorious outlaw in their neighborhood.
Actually, Donnie, the people I talked to seemed really encouraged by the...
You heard it here first. Jim Raynor, terrorizing the locals on Marsara. When we return, are your kids using stim packs?
Keep talking, pal.
Fallout?
I'm just getting started.
Are your kids eating crunchy iguana bits? Yeah, part of what's a running gag in this game on the news... And you see he shot up one of the screens because he's a douchebag. A running gag in this game is that this, you know, news channel that is partial to Mengsk and is showing things from a pro-Mengsk perspective has this one reporter who keeps trying to tell the truth and getting cut off. It's a cute gag, though you do wonder, why is the evil fascist government not getting rid of this one reporter who keeps starting to tell the truth on their show? Tychus Findlay.
Call me curious, but...
You're curious, Jimmy.
How'd you get out?
Well, I busted out of my cryo freezer while they were transporting me to New Folsom. Oh, I must have killed at least a dozen guards with my bare hands.
Yeah, I've heard this one
Yeah,
before.
I do love killing.
But you left out the part where you walked on water. Made off with the warden's daughter.
Don't you get uppity with me, boy. I heard all about you becoming a big-time freedom fighter while I was away. What happened, Jimmy? The war for truth and justice get too much for you.
I ain't
Fights
licked
for
yet,
truth and also
Titus.
justice.
And I promise you, Minsk is going down.
On behalf of the moon,
one
I'm
way
going
or
to
another.
punish Minsk. I'm a pretty soldier for truth and justice now, Titus.
What is this swill?
You're drinking an unidentified brown beverage, Rainer. This is on you.
Feels like I'm always being watched.
Feels like there's this green eyeball icon floating around nearby.
Well, I ain't gonna toast myself.
Why not, Jimmy? Kerrigan says he used to do a lot of things for
Thanks
yourself
to
when
your
you guys were
actions,
going out.
Marsara is now in a state of open revolt against Arcturus
Pretty
Minsk.
sweet, huh?
Ex-convict Tychus Findlay has revealed the Dominion came to Marsara to excavate an alien artifact.
Oh.
Seizing the artifact will strike another blow against the Dominion and generate funds from selling it to Findlay's mysterious contacts.
These are all things that the player or the viewer would know if JG had shut up during Findlay's initial conversation. So, we now get a credit reward. I don't think we got any kind of reward for the last mission, but I wasn't really paying attention. Our mission objective is to seize the Selnaga artifact. We will be getting medics as a unit. You may recall medics from Brood War. Medics are great. I love medics. They're great to pair with your Marines, your fire bats, what have you. Medics are not part of the multiplayer version of Starcraft 2, which is why, at least to me, it was really irritating in a way. I like that we get to play with units in the single-player campaign, that they don't include a multiplayer. Multiplayer, I guess, is very carefully constructed so that the races are balanced. They don't have to worry about that quite so much in the single-player campaign. But boy howdy, the first time I ever played multiplayer with some guys, and I was like, how the hell do you build medics? And they were like, oh my god, noob. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that too much. So let's get on with the Outlaws. Josey Wales.
This old outpost don't look like anything special.
Keep your shirt on, son. Dominion engineers been digging out here for months.
Damn, I wanted to take my shirt off.
See that crane? They're getting ready to move the artifact they found off-world.
Well, I'll be damned.
See? You gotta have a little more faith, Jimmy.
All right. Time to give the Dominion a wake-up call. Let's smash that base and haul that baby out of there.
It'll be just like the old times, eh, Phoenix? Tychus Findlay. Yeah. Listen, keep your ears peeled for references to Raynor and his great friendship with Phoenix, because if you hear them, I missed them. He seemed to have at least as many cinema scenes with, little cutesy dialogue scenes with Phoenix as he had with Kerrigan. And apparently he's now carrying a torch for Kerrigan, including, like, carrying our picture everywhere and wondering what could have been. I think he and Phoenix would have been a lovely couple. Dragoon, Phoenix, and Raynor. Raynor could have ridden him around. It would have been wonderful. Your progress is automatically saved at key points in each mission. If you have trouble, you can load a save game and try different tactics. If you have trouble on normal difficulty with the second mission of these Wings of Liberty campaign, you need to go back to How Do You Play RTS Game School. This game is definitely noob-friendly, I'll give them that.
Bad news.
The temptation must have been there to make this something for, like, hardcore StarCraft fans.
Commander, additional tutorials are available for you to review.
Oh, alright, well, how do I do that? Okay. Oh, they're going to explain how to build bases. Do we want that, folks? Do you need to see that tutorial? I suppose I should show you all the tutorials. Let's start with building structures. The tutorials will start to thin out after we finish the first few missions.
To create a new Terran structure, first select an SCV by left-clicking. Now, left-click the Build Structure button in the lower right of your screen. Left-click on the structure you want to build, and then left-click anywhere on the ground to order the SCV to place the new structure. The SCV will move to your chosen location and build the structure there.
Let's learn about supply.
Your current supply maximum is displayed in the upper right corner of the screen, along with how much supply you are currently using. Before you can train a unit, you must have the supplies to support that unit.
It would be 11 of 11.
If you do not have enough available supply, you will not be able to train that unit.
And the computer will scream,
to increase the maximum number of units available, you must build supply depots. To do this, select an SCV and left-click the Build Structures button. Left-click on Build Supply Depot and left-click anywhere to place the supply depot.
Seems like they could have covered that in the last tutorial since we built a supply depot there, but yeah, just saying. If you can't build supply depots, you must construct additional pylons. Hey, now we're building more. Yeah. How do we gather resources?
SCVs are your primary means of collecting resources. While your SCV is selected, right-click a mineral field to begin collecting resources.
What does SCV even stand for? I forget.
Your SCV will start harvesting minerals and dropping them off at the closest command center.
I know the V is vehicle. I forget what the SC is.
Your SCV will continue harvesting until you order it to do something else.
Are they going to explain that you can left-click on the building?
Well done, Commander. Harvesting minerals is central to any Terran strategy.
I didn't do anything. Sounds like they wrote this dialogue with the idea that you would be forced to click through and do the process in mind. Oh, and they didn't tell us that you can in this game, you can left-click on a building and then right-click on the resources that you want SCVs to gather as they come out of it. So, like, you can left-click a command center, right-click a pile of minerals, and then just queue up 5 SCVs to build, and they'll start working automatically. Which people suggested to me, they asked me, why aren't you doing that in Starcraft? And I'm like, because in Starcraft, it didn't work like that. Training units. You ever notice a Marine
to create
never goes back
new
in the barracks?
units, you must first select a structure that trains units. Select a barracks to see what units you can train from it. Those units will appear in the command card in the lower right of your screen. Left-click on the Marine button in the command card to order the barracks to begin training that unit. Once the unit is complete, it will appear next to the barracks. You can queue multiple units at the same time. Simply click on the button again to add another Marine to the queue.
And you can also right-click with them where you want the Marines to walk to when they come out, but we'll get to that later.
We'll need a lot more Marines before we take on the Dominion outpost. Train them up at the barracks. While we're at it, extra SCVs will help us harvest minerals faster. Train them up at the command center.
I always build a lot of SCVs before I start building any kind of military. You can get away with that in the single-player campaign, especially on normal difficulty. If you're playing against other humans, you might need to be a little bit more...
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like some of the new updates from Heart of the Swarm have applied themselves to Wings of Liberty. I don't remember it telling you how many workers your maximum...
SCV ready.
Like it says here, 7 workers out of 30. That basically means that I can have up to 30 SCVs gathering from these minerals before I would have diminishing returns. You know, you see how, in this case I don't have enough working yet, but you'll eventually see that as one SCV is sending minerals back, another one is heading to grab the same mineral field it was working. Yeah. Although another thing that has changed is you used to be able to click on these mineral fields and see how many minerals they had. Or was that never true in StarCraft 2 and I've been playing too much StarCraft for my LP?
Minerals.
I don't know. I thought you could actually see how close these things were to running out. Now it's just kind of a nasty surprise when they run out. Okay.
Additional supply depots required.
Now we gotta construct additional supply depots.
Big job, huh?
Out of habit, I'm refining gas as fast. I'm getting as much gas as I can. This is actually not going to be that important because the only units that I'm allowed to build that uses gas in this mission are medics, and they're not really going to be as important as Marines. So let's force myself to fight my tendency to gather gas as fast as possible and concentrate on what we're actually going to need, which are minerals for Marines. We'll need some gas. I didn't realize that Marines take, or that medics rather take more command than they require more supply than Marines do. Probably should have realized that.
SCV ready. Well, butter my biscuit.
Is there a point in building a bunker in this one? Oh, we can't build a bunker in this one. Alright, let's build a second barracks.
SCV ready.
There is one thing that I learned playing through the Brood War missions as the Zerg, and then applying that knowledge during the part of the Swarm campaign when I played that off camera. One of my big problems back in the day when I played this game is I didn't have duplicate unit building structures. I wasn't able to pump out Marines as fast as I should have because I wouldn't build more than one barracks. I thought it was a waste of minerals. But for the cost of 3 Marines, I have the ability to pump out Marines at twice the rate. That's
ready.
So this is the very first mission in the game where you actually get to build a base and build an army. So as you can imagine, it's not terribly difficult. They are not expecting that everyone who plays StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty for the first time has extensive experience with StarCraft.
Armed and ready.
Armed and dangerous. So we're going to build a tech lab edition. Barracks can get additions in this game. That was not the case in StarCraft. And the addition allows you to build stuff like medics and firebats. A barracks that has no additions on it can build nothing but Marines. That's all it can build.
Gangway,
there are no longer structures you need to build in order to get medics
Add-on complete.
other than this add-on. So yeah, I'm making this take longer than is necessary, but I'll build up a fairly sizable force. 5 Marines backed up by, or 5 medics backed up by his...
Go, go, go!
Oh.
Commander, the Dominion is attacking the rebel base to the southwest.
Good. That'll keep the Dominion off our backs.
Those folks need our help, Tychus. There's no way we're leaving them to rot.
Alright.
In the rear with the gear. Yes, sir.
Who wants some?
So if I blitz over there and help them, that's a bonus objective. And I think on hard difficulty, if you can do this in under 15 minutes or something, you get extra cool bonusy skills. Even before it's built, I can queue guys up to go to a certain place. That's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, I'm going to turn off the music eventually.
Better be good.
Although I don't usually... I haven't always bothered to turn off the music in this game. I'm in the habit of doing that in the original StarCraft.
The doctor is in.
So I will have an overwhelming force of Marines before I get off my butt and move. I'm not allowed to build any kind of upgrades in this one.
Armed and ready.
Very limited in what structures I'm allowed to build.
The doctor is in.
See.
Additional supply depots required.
Eventually they come looking for me because they're like, are you guys going to attack us or what?
Huh? Yeah.
Additional supply depots required.
Yeah, whatever.
Supply depots are neat in this game. They can burrow,
Additional supply depots required.
which is their way of making sure that supply depots do not trap your units like they sometimes did in previous games when you guys got stuck on the wrong side of them. Oh, they finally only bring 3 or 4 Vespene at a time. They only bring 4 Vespene at a time. Back from the thingy.
Yep.
Alright, so it's time to get moving here.
Gotcha.
Get everybody queued up, making as much as they can. Grab my entire military here. And let's attack move towards the rebels who need to be rescued.
This better be
The rebels, they're here. Oh.
Orders
We
received.
can get drops of free minerals and gas. What another thing that's kind of Warcrafty about this, that you can find gold lying around essentially.
Keep your shirt on, Sparky.
Oh, you know, I remember that there were Marines who attacked me here before. I think those guys came to my base because they were sick of waiting. So I'll have like 2 Marines for every medic at this point. That's actually a way too high a ratio of medics to...
Better send some body bags. The doctor...
All right. Let's move out and take it to
All right, let's
We've got to clear
get
this
some
area.
body bags.
Roger that. You guys sure are a welcome
Now
sight.
these guys join
We're
my
with
force,
you.
making it...
Just tell us where you want us.
Welcome aboard, boys.
Dominion can go to hell.
making us even more overpowered.
Rayner's the man.
Get that through your heads now. This is Jimmy.
It's Rayner's boys.
Was that Colonel Campbell? Doing a little kid's voice? It's Rainer's boys. I like booze.
Bad guys are that away.
Warning. Dominion Hellions approaching.
Outstanding.
I'm really glad that Hellions are approaching.
Sure.
So yeah, I took way too much time with this. This is significantly harder on the hard difficulty, but like I said, I want to play normal.
Nice job cleaning out that bunker, Jimmy. Between your boys and my skills, we are gonna go a long way together.
Oh, I forgot. I've been trying to use F2. I forgot this laptop has some goofy ass issues with the function buttons. You have to press function and the function key. It has its own little HP stuff assigned to the buttons otherwise.
We could use some help here.
You might remember that difficulty from my Starflight 2 LP, occasionally referred to as, accidentally, as my Starcraft 2 LP. Actually, I don't really care about the command center. I want you guys to get rid of that. That is the structure that builds mechanical units, although it won't let me click on things and see what they are and what their health is like I used to be able to do.
You gonna give me orders? Outstanding. With their barracks and factory trashed, we just gotta mop up any stragglers and we're home free.
Now there's a man outstanding in his field.
Crane controls accessed. Decrypting security overrides. Crane control established.
Beautiful. Now let's reel that sucker in and get out of here.
It's Phoenix. No, it's not Phoenix. Okay, so complete all mission objectives in the Outlaws. We probably did that. Collect all minerals and gas pellet pickups. We might have done that. Complete the mission. Yeah, it took us more than 10 minutes on normal, because I was kind of taking my time with it. I have on hard won it in less than 10 minutes. It's significantly harder. Like winning this, like cutting a minute off at this time here would be easy. On hard difficulty, the computer dispels a lot more troops. But we found 8 of 9 pallets, so we didn't even do the second one. Yeah, we basically didn't do any cool shit here. Ah, well. I'm showing you guys the story. Don't worry too much about getting the achievements. Down that path, madness lies. Joey Ray's Bar on Marsar Colony. Raw power can't be beat. There's a tutorial on how to spend credits. Once you gain access to the armory, you will be able to spend credits. Thank you for telling us that right now we can't do this. Let's throw down a save. I got all these saves going back. Wings of Liberty 7. Wow. I think that's just Wings of Liberty is what they call it if you save when you're not in mission. So this must be the 7th total time I've done. And why you don't care about that. But I'm sure what you do care about is finding out what's going to happen in our next exciting episode. Well, Jungle Jimmy's got a pistol out. Tychus Findlay's got a visor that keeps falling on his face. And we've got plenty more excitement to come. I hope you guys will tune in for the next video on the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.